Well, Coach, largest comeback in school history. What did you think kind of led to that?
Well, we as a coach, all you can do is keep believing and giving them hope and talking to them. And I thought the start, obviously we couldn't score. I thought we had some good looks. We had missed some shots, missed some layups. And then I thought we probably got a little, lost our confidence. I don't know what the word is, stagnant, whatever it might be. But then we finally got a couple things going, made a little bit of a run, and then had some bad circumstances. I thought on some of the bounces and plays, and and they kept it. I kept thinking maybe we can get it to single digits at halftime, and we couldn't. Then we started the second half and we scored, but they kept scoring. So it wasn't like this. They might even built the league. I think maybe even at one point, but. Then it just all started clicking, and the guys executed. Obviously, they make shots. Mike McGurl, special. Barry was special. Xavier Cam made big plays. James Love, 15 minutes, battled, 5 fouls. A lot of guys. Levi, 15 minutes. Didn't they're so physical, and you got to battle. And Barry made the right plays down the stretch, and Xavier got a huge rebound. So you're proud of them. You're happy for them. Obviously, as a coach, you kind of take a deep breath, and now can we move forward and play with that same sense of composure, same sense of urgency, that competitive spirit that we did in the second half. I told them, I thought, let's hold them to 20-point second half. I thought we could catch them. I didn't think we'd get 50 points, so. But I tried to give them some hope and a glimmer, and because I thought we defended first half. They made a couple tough shots on us, and then they're good. I'm not sure why they're 0-3, because I think they're young. They turn it over, and we were able to turn them over 17 times, I believe. Barry 6 steals.
What made Barry so effective at getting to the basket?
Well, some of it's his patience. I thought the first time he went to the hoop, he made maybe the best play of the game. He drove and kicked at the Cam wide open because they're coming. And on the last play, we told them, Barry, they're cheating you left-handed. You got to go back right. And they literally, 2 guys jumped on his left hand, and he, beat the one guy and made a tough acrobatic layup, straight line. After the game, he didn't play very well at Texas Tech. To be honest, he played awful. And I told him that. He came in, he watched film Sunday on his own. He's been in the gym every day, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. This morning he was in the gym, and he cares. He knows, and, he obviously made some big shots. I thought, once you start making shots, it makes it easier for him. Because now they got to worry about Cam, they got to worry about Mike McGurl, they got to worry about Xavier, and that helps spread the Red Sea parts a little bit, and it gives him a chance to get to the hoop.
So, West Virginia actually shot a better percentage in the second half, but you had 21 points off turnovers in the second half alone. How key was that?
Well, if you look at their stats, they turn it over way more than they even, and they're supposed, they've been pressed Virginia, and but they're definitely negative assist turnovers. They had the young guards in there. We mixed in because they were scoring to start the second half. We couldn't stop them. They ran their little flex duck in. We got fouls. They scored. And then we mixed in some zones, some little bit of press. It cost us on a 3 in the corner because we didn't get back on the one time. But it kept them off guard a little bit, got them out of rhythm. And, to our guys' credit, they made some good reads defensively, who to guard, who not to, when to help, when to come. They did some positive things.
Bruce, we've seen Barry take over a game before. I think what maybe been unexpected was that his co-pilot tonight would have been McGurl. Yeah. What was his impact on this game, and what do you credit it to?
Well, Mike has struggled, and I called him in on Monday morning. I just said, I don't understand. You played an NCAA game, scored 17, and ran around with your muscles up, and now you're scared of to go make a play. He apologized, and I said, the only way you work it out is in practice. and he's a little more aggressive. It's always good to get the first one in, but he was huge. To win special games like that, crazy games like that, you got to have special performances, and those two definitely did. But Cam was really good. Scored. We watched his minutes, 6 assists, no turnovers. Xavier was the second half got us going a little bit. So it was a good team effort. There's no doubt.
Coach, already talked about the comeback some, but you were 0-2, down 21 to a team you've lost 9 out of 10 to. Like, it's probably as tough as the circumstances you can be looking at. How proud were you of the guys for how they battled
you
from
can't say enough about them. And they're, I told them tough times always end. Tough people don't, so they showed some toughness, some competitive spirit tonight. There's no doubt about that. But now what do we do? Where do we go? And you take a deep breath, get on a plane tomorrow night and go to Iowa State, who, they got a little bit of shell shock, last night against Baylor. But we told the guys last night after our meeting, look at what happened tonight. Anything can happen. This league, great balance. I don't know if the top teams are as good as last year, but the balance is unbelievable. And I think it showed last night anybody can beat anybody.
Coach, to me, it looked like your spacing was better tonight, particularly in the high screen and roll situations, even in the early going when you were scoring. How do you feel about that?
Yeah, again, if you make some shots and you make the right reads, and this is something the coaches have talked about. Every team guards differently, and the guys got to be students of the game and figure some things out, and what we can look for, what we could go, where to look when you penetrate, especially in Barry's cases, because usually they're coming to load up on him, and he's got to make the right reads. I thought our guys, you make calls in the game. If they execute and make good plays, you're a good coach. You might have made the same call the other day, and it didn't work. So, they make you a good coach. And tonight, these two, plus Cam, plus Xavier, plus James Love, Levi, they all made us good coaches.
Bruce, this is now back-to-back games here where that first half kind of puts you in a little bit of a hole and you got to try to battle back. How do you look to avoid that going to Iowa State now?
Well, it was the number one thing on the board. President Myers came in and looked at the board and said, it's a good idea to get off to a good start. And, we just laughed. And, I didn't anticipate this again. Thought we had some ideas of how we could attack them. Some of it we just didn't make some shots. We didn't, we missed some lay. We didn't turn it over. We got shots. We had some even transition. We didn't finish the plays. And, hopefully this is a 50-point second half. I'm not promising that every game, but, even 38 second half against Texas Tech, against the best defensive team in the country, maybe we're making a little progress. We'll see.
Question for Barry and Mike. For Barry, what was it about that second half that helped you get so aggressive going to the rim? And Mike, what about today was so special? Why were things better for you on offense today?
I don't know. I think we just moved the ball well, and I was able to just pick my spots and attack downhill. Kind of read what they gave me. Closeouts, my teammates passed the ball, swing, and we're just able to attack downhill. Then we set some ball screens and just kind of reading and taking what they gave me.
And I think it's really just the game plan going in, and we knew that on offense we had to start moving the ball more, and that was what Coach really stressed and talked about a lot. So we did that a lot today, and I got some open looks on it, and so did other people, and everybody stepped up and made shots.
How much did your confidence build when you saw that first one go down?
It actually did a lot for me, but I don't know. It felt good, though.
Barry, I think we've seen you take a game over before impressively, just like tonight. I don't think what we expected, though, was that your co-pilot tonight would be Mike. What was just his impact in this game, being able to produce like he was, especially the second half?
It was great, man. I think you guys seen a hint of it last year in the tournament, the things that he can do, and tonight he really showed a lot. Scored in bunches, got some rebounds that we needed, deflections, steals, stuff like that. transition layups and just being targeted, playing defense. It was great for us, man. Coming off the bench, and we really needed that spark, and he was able to provide it.
You guys struggled offensively the first half, but then 21 points off turnovers in the second half. I guess just how much easier was it to score when it was off turnovers and you guys were getting out on breaks and in transition?
I mean, it's always easy to get easy transition layups and stuff like that, wide open threes and stuff like that. But I wouldn't say we were just struggling in the second half. I mean, the first half to score, because I mean we got open shots, we just was missing them. It wasn't like we just couldn't get any open shots, couldn't get downhill, stuff like that. It was just a matter of putting the ball in the basket. And I think in the second half we were able to just stay confident, like Coach said in the locker room, going into the second half, and we knocked down shots.
Barry, a lot of teams can come back in games like this but not get over the hump. The 4-point play from Xavier Sneed was huge for you guys. What about that play and your reaction to that?
It was big time, man. I remember just after he did it, once he got up, I told him that's why you keep shooting. That's why you keep shooting. So he stayed confident. He was able to knock that shot down for us. It was huge.
Barry, how likely do you feel like it is that this game could be a turning point for you guys in the season?
I mean, I hope it is, man. Like Coach said, I hope it's a stepping stone for us to move forward, not get too high, and be emotionally drunk, as he like to say, going into the next game. So hopefully we enjoy it for tonight and then get ready for Iowa State the rest of the time.
Barry, did you feel like you guys picked it up on defense a little bit better in the second half, got better floor spacing, and just kind of one thing led to the next and led to the next, and got guys open for better shots?
Yeah, man. Like I said, I think we had good shots in the first half. We made the right reads, right kickouts. But I mean, in the second half, I mean, I didn't know we had 21 points in off turnovers, and so I think that's kind of what sparked our run. And then we were able to stay confident and even make some tough shots. I mean, X's and 1-3 was a tough shot, but he stayed confident because we were able to swing and get those easy points earlier, and then he was able to knock it down.
Hey, Mike, did you discuss with your teammates or maybe with Coach about the dynamic of last season, about how you guys need to kind of recapture that feverish pace, and like you guys played tonight, obviously?
Yeah, definitely. And I'd say Coach Lowry really stresses it a lot that, I mean, it's still in there. I mean, we're still the same team. We just got to get back to doing what we used to do, being coachable, listening to Coach, executing the game plan. And we did that very well tonight, especially in the second half.
Mike, I'm curious about your confidence, what this does for your confidence and what it can do for you going forward.
I mean, it does a lot, but I just hope that we just carry this good energy, good vibes over to the next game and try to get a win on Saturday.
Barry, can you just walk us through the last bucket there and what you were seeing?
I mean, Coach called. What'd you call, Coach?
It was top double button, and you rejected it.
Yeah, because Coach.
No, I mean, you made the right read.
Yeah, I mean, Coach Korn. I remember Coach Korn, Coach Brad
yeah.
Korn. He kept saying, "You've been going over the screen. You've been going over the screen. And keep going under." And so, right before you go over the screen, reject it. And I mean, I think I just beat my man, and I think Levi man stepped up, and I would just try to absorb the contact, play strong, and just go up and finish. And I was able to finish.
Hey, Mike, when you getting those open three-pointers, were you getting like a step into the shot? How crucial is that for you to get your feet set and things of that nature?
It's real important. Actually, Coach Weber has been stressing it all year to be ready to shoot, like all year. And tonight I was ready to shoot.
Bruce, I guess I'm curious. Is it more a relief at not falling to 0-3, or is it an excitement about staging such a huge comeback?
Oh, it's both. I mean, obviously, I'm excited for the guys and their effort and how they came back and fought and battled, and but in this league, every game you got now, it's maturity. I heard Steve from Iowa State after they beat Kansas. Now do we have the maturity to come back and beat Baylor on the road? And obviously they didn't. So now do we have the maturity to come back and beat? And they're good. I mean, I know they were 10th last year, but couple additions. They've gone through the injuries like us, suspensions, whatever they've had, and now the other guys have stepped up. Which they've taken advantage of opportunities, so now they have better depth. So and they can score. So we're going to have to, as I said earlier, be really locked in defensively on Saturday to give us a chance. We're going to have to score. We can't spot them, whatever we did tonight to start the game, and hopefully we can be a little more efficient offensively and assertive. I think that's a big thing. We were aggressive in the second half. There was we were just like so cautious first half and playing so tentative. And Coach Fraser, how many videos he sent you last night? He kept sending me until about midnight. So this is how we need to play. This is what we need to look at. And I think the guys realize that, you know, hey, if we make these, I said Barry's best play of the game was the first play where he drove and kicked at the cam or somebody in the dead corner, and it was a wide open. At least he saw it, and that's important if we're going to make progress.
And Barry, I know you took the loss Saturday pretty tough. You seem to take a lot of responsibility, saying there were some just defensive plays you felt like you could have done better. Does it make this win sweeter, considering you guys staged that big comeback the other night and it didn't pay off, but tonight you guys took the lead and then ended up winning it all?
I mean, it was good for us, but I mean, I remember going in the locker room just saying, at halftime, just saying we got to stop. Like, we can't. These teams are too good. The league is too hard to spot every team. Whatever, 10, 15, 8 points. I mean, it's just too much. You can't spot a teams like that. That great amount of points and expect to come back.
Barry, 6 steals for you personally tonight. How did you feel like you guys played for you personally on defense and then as a team on defense?
I mean, I think we all just followed the scouting report. We had a great scouting report from Coach Chester Frazier, and I mean, we just executed. We knew what guys' tendencies were. We knew where guys like to pick their spots, and we were able to be in help when we felt like we needed to be, and I guess it worked.
Is it encouraging? I mean, I know you guys hang your hat on defense a lot of times. Didn't play perfect defense, or not nearly as good as against Tech. Is it encouraging that you can play not up to par on defense and still find a way to win? Is that encouraging moving forward?
Yeah, man. I mean, it just shows that we're not just a defensive team that can't score. I mean, we can still make plays on the offensive end. I'm not gonna say when our defense isn't there because we play good defense. I felt like, especially down the stretch, but it's just good to know that we can score the ball.
Hey, Bruce, have you ever had a team that scored like 68 points in the final 29 minutes?
We were at Clemson, one of my Illinois teams. I think we were down 21-23 and had a similar type of game, craziness on the road, which is even more, difficult to do. So I think the guys, they heard Sandstorm tonight. They got fired up, let it go, and took it over. So give Gene a little plug there. So, again, I hope we can be better early. And I thought took a lot of bad shots against Texas Tech early. I hope they agree. They watched it. I thought today took good shots. We just didn't make the plays, and we weren't confident. We got that little more aggressive and making the right passes, the right plays. And that was, how many minutes did Mac play? 4? So that's what, the guy that just had a double-double. So 6 minutes. So, it is. But again, we got to keep getting better. That's the most important thing.
Barry and Mike, big comeback, the largest in school history. As players, does that make you guys feel a little bit more special than usual, or do you still treat it just as a basic win and then to get ready for the next game?
I mean, I look at it as win as a win, and I remember we came out of halftime. Barry said to all of us, "If you don't think you can win, don't even try. Get in the game, step on the court." And that's sort of mentality we needed, because we should have came out in the second half expecting that we could come back and win, and we did. So, I mean, a win is a win.
Barry, you had to see the last play on full defense when Coach Virginia had a chance to tie.
I mean, I just seen him. I guess kind of wind the clock down, and then they threw. I think they threw the ball to Culver.
Yeah.
And then he, number 10, ran off kind of like a dribble, not a dribble handoff, but just a handoff. Yeah. And then he tried to go downhill, and I guess if he didn't have it, they wanted to throw it back to Culver, and he ended up getting the ball and putting the shot up. And then we all just tried to box out, rebound, and X ended up getting the rebound. thankfully, and that was it.
But Levi did a good job of walling him up. He kind of almost double pumped. And from my view, unless it went off the glass, I didn't think it was going in. So he did a good job of not giving him any angles and playing strong. We went back and forth as a staff. Do you zone? Do you man? And we just felt let's do what we do well, and we were able to stop him.
How long did you feel comfortable standing in the zone?
It was, as long as they stay compact and stay in it, Barry has a tendency to go for steals, and you can't do that in the zone. You got to protect. The reason you zone is to protect the paint. And I thought we did a good job. They threw it over that we didn't get back that one out of that little half-court press. They hit that big and 1-3. But it definitely gave us, broke their momentum, hopefully, and because we were struggling. They were playing power basketball. We couldn't stop them, and we were in such deep foul trouble.